Hello again, I'm Blunty. Now, a couple of weeks ago, I was invited to an event being held by Olympus. It was held at a small art gallery in Sydney, and making me feel underdressed were what I can only assume were some of the style and art influentials of Sydney. And also some folks from one of my favourite local camera stores, which was lucky for me because those are people I can relate to, as opposed to the arty-farty types. And hey look, an artichoke in a jar as a table centerpiece. My gosh, that must be art. It can't possibly be full of pretentious wank. Anyway, my frustrations with the self-obsessed arty world aside, the real reason we were here were the Olympus cameras. I had some local artists here working on painting a scene taking with an Olympus PEN camera, each working in a different medium with a different style. The point of all this was to highlight the art mode filters in the Olympus camera range. It was actually quite fascinating to watch the pieces evolve throughout the evening. But I came to see the unveiling of the much anticipated new range of third generation Olympus PEN series cameras. And I wasn't disappointed. They look very, very impressive, and I hope to get some proper hands-on time with one soon so I can do a proper video review for you guys. But what I can say for now though is that even though my hands-on time was brief for the night, I was very impressed with both the camera body, the interface, the new lenses, and the startling image quality. The autofocus in particular was unbelievably fast. And I'm not alone in being impressed either. Right now the reviews from some of the world's biggest camera review sites and blogs are starting to roll in, and they're all impressed about them too. But something else was announced on that evening as well, and this too is just now starting to hit a lot of the big sites. It's Olympus Australia's new guerrilla marketing campaign. It's basically all about mocking and being extremely derisive of camera phones. There are several variations of these ads that have now started appearing in the wild around Australia. They all lead to getarealcamera.com, and this is only the first step of this campaign. And that getarealcamera.com campaign is very interesting to me, and I had a long chat to a few of the Olympus guys about this particular campaign because it kind of hits me where I live, because I never ever go anywhere without my iPhone 4. Of course, it's my phone, it's my mobile internet device, it's email, you know, I don't need to explain to you what it is. But of course I never go anywhere without it. Even if I'm just going down to check my mail, I take it with me just in case I get locked out of my house again and I need to call a locksmith. Happens. You get paranoid about it. So I never go anywhere. This is always within arm's reach. And it's one of the first mobile phone cameras to have a really good camera in it with really good software. Previous to this, there were some Nokia models, there were some Sony Ericsson models which had terrific cameras in them with Carl Zeiss lenses and all that sort of stuff, and great sensors, but what let them down is the lack of software, or the Symbian operating system was sluggish and buggy, and it was just a huge pain. So even though the cameras were really good, I said no to them. I didn't want to own them because the software was so bad. But now when this came out, you got the first really decent camera in it, and the camera's been used for professionals doing jobs, whether it, just for gimmick value or whether they're really passionate about it is up for debate, but it's good enough to do that. And that's the point. Good enough is where that sort of lives now, and Android's getting to that place as well with the Sony Xperia Arc and the Samsung Galaxy S2 and stuff, and really good cameras and really great apps and stuff like that. So it's not just the iPhone, but that's the kind of the point. Reaching that good enough level for most people is a big threat to camera companies whose bread and butter lies in that low to mid to almost edging up high-end compact camera systems. Because once you get good enough, people stop buying them, which is a problem for those companies, really. They need to sell them. So, but you take a picture with one of these things, you boom, click, maybe throw it through an editor, you go, hey, it looks pretty good, it's clear, it's crisp, there's detail there, I can print it out if I really want to, I can edit it on the device and send it up straight away. But there are limitations involved in having a lens that small, a sensor that small, and all that sort of stuff. I won't go into the details, but Olympus do have a point. They are correct. You do need a real camera sometimes when you're doing this, and you've got a lot of benefits having a real camera over just using your mobile phone for everything. And that is why one of the other things I carry with me everywhere is this bag, and inside this bag is another device I carry with me everywhere. Which pocket is it in? That one. And that's that. And just put my finger straight on the lens there. I'll have to clean that later, but that's another Olympus, by the way. This is the XZ-1, which is a fantastic little compact. I've made a video about the photographs coming out of this. It's brilliant. The video on it is astonishingly crappy. Never used this for video, but I didn't buy video. I bought it for photography. But the still images on this are freaking fantastic. Just fantastic image quality and nice, big, wide, bright lens, full manual control. It is a terrific little bugger. And I team this with an iFi card, which is an SD memory card, which has a built-in Wi-Fi access point, so I can actually beam any photo I take from this, or every photo I take from this, either directly online, or I can beam it directly to my iPhone, and with my iPhone I can then put it into those very same editing apps and tweak it and wherever I want to do it, and then post it wherever I want. So I get the best of both worlds. I get the amazing convenience of all the cool stuff you can do with this, and the really, really good image quality I get from something like this. And that's where Olympus has got a point, because I do need a real camera sometimes, and I never leave the house without a real camera, just in case I get that, you know, that one in a lifetime shot that everything sort of comes together and I see something and go, that's perfect, the light's hitting that right, and the subject and the thing and the building and the shadows, and I got to take a photo of that. You do it with your iPhone, it's going to turn out okay, probably be happy with it. Take it with that, I'm going to be a lot happier with it, and a lot more flexibility, because I've got a lot more resolution, a lot more control. And that's what having a real camera is all about, control. The other thing I like about this guerrilla.com campaign is it's challenging, it's provocative, it's getting people to talk about it. For a while now, it's just been using mobile phone camera, but this is really getting traction. I've seen it posted on big worldwide blogs and stuff. It's an Australian campaign done by the Australian Olympus guys, but it's been picked up worldwide. I've seen it on the big blogs. I've heard it talked about on This Week in Photography, one of the biggest and most respected photography podcasts around, and they were having a nice discussion about it. And just getting people to talk about it is one of the key things in this campaign. It's not just to sell Olympus cameras, even though the latest range of Olympus PEN cameras do look kind of impressive, and they are directly related to what this ad is talking about, having a real camera that is compact size you can take with you everywhere and all that kind of stuff. But I love that it's getting people to talk about it, to think about it, to go, you know what, I am perfectly happy with my camera phone, but I couldn't do that shot with my camera phone, and I couldn't do that shot with my camera phone. And if I had more control of my camera phone, that shot could have been a lot better. And it's wonderful to be able to think about that and talk about that and have that discussion being opened up. So what do you guys think? Do you need a real camera? Do you think my solution of Olympus camera and a iFi card and the iPhone thing, and I still take a lot of photographs with this, don't get me wrong. I don't always reach for this. It depends what I'm taking a photo of, but what's your opinion on the get a real camera thing? Are you perfectly happy with your camera phone, or do you want a serious camera? What sort of serious, I mean, where do you sit on the serious side of camera thing? I went for a compact one because I wanted portability above all, because I wanted to make sure I could take it with me everywhere. There's no point owning a really good camera if you don't take it with you everywhere. I mean, I do own a really good camera. I've got the Canon 60D, which is fantastic, but it only comes with me when I'm going out on a dedicated photo walk. I'm going out to take photos. I'm going to take my really big, bulky camera with a bunch of lenses and stuff and do photography. Or things like that. But this goes with me everywhere, and it's just for those one-off moments. And if you're hearing a bunch of noise, there's construction going outside. I'm sorry about that. But where do you sit? Where on the line do you sit? Are you perfectly happy with this? You want to go a compact, or maybe one of the new mirrorless interchangeable lens cameras like the PEN series cameras, or the Sony NEX series cameras? Or do you want a full-on DSLR? Or, you know, where do you sit on that line? Where is the real camera for you? Anyway, I am Blunty. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.